Hey, Yana Vinaka, good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast at Fiji One. It's great to be with you this morning. And as mentioned earlier on, we've got another in-studio guest joining us this morning. It's a very good morning to Lynnie Roche, the project manager of Homes of Hope Fiji, here with us this morning just to talk to us about ongoing awareness. Again, as you might be aware that on Sunday we observed World Day Against Child Labour, and of course Homes of Hope, of course, doing their bit this morning as well to tell us more. Good morning, Lynnie. Welcome to Breakfast. How are you?
Thank you.
All right, Homes of Hope Fiji. I know you've been doing quite a lot, centered around this day, but there's other projects that you work that you're currently working on, working closely with women and children. Just tell us a bit about what's going on now for you, Homes of Hope.
Sure, thank you. Homes of Hope, what we do is we work with victims of forced sex, either women and children who are currently victimized now or who are vulnerable to. And forced sex includes trafficking, rape, incest, and commercial sexual exploitation of children. So we work both on a residential campus, which we have down in Wailoku. It's 40 acres of leased land. And we also work in 20 communities in the Suva-Nasuri area. And these are marginalized communities, most of them informal settlements. And the biggest thing that we want to do is create awareness, help people understand the situation and understand the push and pull factors of why kids get involved in sex work.
So, how closely do you follow some of these, reported cases? Where do you get these cases from when they're reported, and how close do you follow up?
So we've been working with. Well, we've been in existence for 18 years now, and we've been working with close to 500 victims during that time. Excuse me. And what we do is we have a social work team, and these people go out into the communities, and they're talking with the gatekeepers of the communities, they're talking with social welfare and hospitals, the police. So we get our information from all different sources. But now that we're fairly well established, a lot of the information comes from the kids themselves. And so they'll introduce us to their friends, who introduces us to their friends, and
so you're working really closely with
So we work very closely. What we do is we have a training program on campus, and so we'll bring these kids up to our campus, and they'll come every day, and they'll learn soft and hard skills, employability skills. Plus we hold camps where we take the kids away for a week, and then, excuse me, we also have a mentoring program where we're training up peer mentors, because these kids can reach each other a lot better than we can reach them.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you about CSEC. Okay, this is another project that you're working on, that Homes of Hope is working on. Just tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, so CSEC is all inclusive of everything that we do, because CSEC is a portion of forced sex. But CSEC falls underneath child labor. So these are kids under the age of 18 who are in sex work. And so they get paid for it, or they're forced by a third party. So where trafficking comes in is if there's movement and a third party benefits, and it's not by choice. These kids are coerced or they're tricked into the work. So those kids are trafficked, and then the other kids, there's some as young as 8 years old standing on the streets that we've come to know about. And this is in the Suva area. And so these kids are standing on the street, oftentimes coerced by their own family members, and the money comes back to the family to help pay for rent or food or sometimes school. A lot of times these kids are dressing up in their school uniforms and then ditching the uniforms once they get to town and doing their work in the day, putting the uniform back on and coming home in the afternoon. And these are school-age kids. So to everyone else's eyes, they look like they're attending school, but they're doing sex work instead.
So when you follow up with these cases, what happens after that? Do you manage to solve the problem that they're in, or?
when a person has undergone forced sex, it's a lifetime trauma, really. And what we're endeavoring to do is have a long haul with these kids. Doing one camp or one training session isn't going to make much of a difference. And so we're in there to build relationship with these kids and to become somebody that they can trust and rely on. We've found that the majority of the children that we work with come from broken families or troubled families or families where there's been a remarriage and the spouse that has married into it won't accept that child as their own. So these kids are just looking for a family or a sense of belonging. And so what we're doing at Homes of Hope is we're becoming that family for them, and we're becoming a place that's reliable and they can go to for times of help, and that they can count on us. And so between that and being with them over a period of time, years, we are making a difference. And these kids, a lot of them, through intensive counseling, are coming out of it and they're getting great jobs. We've had some girls become nurses and teachers. One has a job at the UN. So tremendous success stories, but it does leave a lasting imprint.
Okay, well, it doesn't happen overnight, these success stories. But it's good to know that some of them, put them back into the community where they're accepted again. So any other the projects that you're working on, that Homes of Hope is currently working on, that you'd like us to know about?
Sure, and one thing that we're doing right now is we're collaborating with the Bible Society to write a year-long Bible devotional for families with the idea of helping to bring awareness to the family and also just help the family to discuss sex as a family, because it's so taboo, and these kids have questions. And so that's one thing that we're real excited about. Another thing that we're excited about is we've developed some curriculum. One is called Thumbs Up, and we're working closely with the Ministry of Education and taking this curriculum, which is good touch and bad touch, and we're teaching little 3- and 4-year-olds. And we're taking it into the early childhood centers all across the nation. And what's so exciting about that is that if kids at that age can learn what's good and what's not and what to do if there is a bad touch, then we've made some real progress. And the last thing is we have another curriculum called Brave Hearts, and we're taking that into communities and working with gatekeepers and tertiary education venues. And what this does is it explains about CSEC and trafficking and what a community itself can do as far as setting up an action plan, and also what individuals can do.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Lynnie, for coming in. Any final words this morning?
Final words. If you find yourself in a situation of forced sex, please do not hesitate to call Homes of Hope. We're there for you. And also, if you have friends or family that you're concerned about, please give us a call.
Okay, and I believe you've got a Facebook page and a website as well.
That's correct.
That people can go to for more information, and of course the phone number is written there as well.
That's right.
All right, Lynnie, thank you for coming in. Again, Lynnie Roche, the Project Manager of Homes of Fiji.